Can you afford anything more than a month's worth of expenses? Or do you think your current income right now is making you poorer even more? We know that living paycheck to paycheck can be energy consuming. It can follow you everywhere and make even the simplest tasks seem daunting. If you're struggling to make ends meet because of a low paying job, don't worry, because Investing Path is here to help. For today's video, we will be teaching you how to take charge of your life and start moving in the direction of earning more, based on Charlie Munger's strategy. Success will be within your reach, so make sure to watch till the end and apply the necessary steps that we will be mentioning today. But keep in mind as well to not be too hard on yourself, since with some minor adjustments, everything will seem fresh and new. On the other hand, before we get started, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and bell button to stay updated for more of our content. But besides that, let's get this video going. Charlie Munger, Vice President of Berkshire Hathaway, is a well-known American investor and successful entrepreneur who has been called a value investor for his emphasis on companies' underlying worth. His approach to investing has been comparable to that of Warren Buffett. He is well known for his opinions on how the public generally considers financial matters, including investment, savings, and the future. So, with his advice today, we're sure that your current financial situation will truly improve. Now, we will get to the first of the causes of your financial hardships. There is no priority for your own compensation. Barbara Friedberg, an expert on personal finance, claims that those who don't prioritize paying themselves first are the primary source of poverty. To hang yourself first, rather of immediately spending your income, you put money into savings. Is it likely that your car's tires will require replacing in 6 months? Do you plan on treating yourself to an especially expensive vacation? Do you plan to start a college fund for your children? By budgeting for yourself first, you may avoid rushing to come up with the cash at the last minute to cover these expenses. If you don't already have one, opening a savings account at the same bank as your checking account is the simplest way to begin paying yourself first. As soon as you receive payment, you'll have a simple and convenient way to transfer or deposit the funds. Set up an automatic transfer to happen once a month of every time you get paid. The alternative is to open a bank account online, where you won't be able to access your funds and hence won't be tempted to spend them instead of depositing them. If you have access to a retirement plan through your work, such as 401k, donating to that instead of a savings account is another option to put yourself first. A lot of companies will even double or triple what you put in, and the interest you earn on that money isn't subject to taxes. Now, we may move on to the second reason for your poverty, which is debt. When you are financially desperate, it is simple to fall into a debt trap that will keep you there forever. Debt can guilt you and your thoughts of how much you owe, and it will eventually weigh heavily on your mind and become very stressful, especially when people in poverty have a tendency to overlook their bills. If you want to maximize your debt, paying more than the minimum of your bills is the first step. Then, take a look at your budget and determine how much extra money you can put toward your debt. You might try a debt snowball, in which you deposit a tiny amount of money toward your obligations every month and let it accumulate until you have enough to tackle large debts like credit cards and vehicle loans. Try approaching a different bank or credit union about refinancing your high-interest debt if that doesn't work. Let us move on to the next possible cause of your continued financial hardship: a lack of consistent savings. You should prioritize saving, whether to invest in the stock market using my advice. To have a comfortable life despite economic hardships, it is important to save money for the future. It is crucial to creating wealth because it provides a way to weather life's storms and prepares you for whatever the future may bring. You may ensure that you never have to go without the basics of life by setting aside money on a regular basis. Those who are disciplined savers should not worry about having to make sacrifices to their standard of living. Let us talk about your savings goals for a minute. Have any doubts? If you want to become wealthy like Charlie Munger, He suggests starting with saving $100,000. Now, for reason number 4, you don't have a budget and therefore have no idea where your money is going. You don't keep tabs on your spending. Your basic needs and wants, as well as the extent to which you can indulge yourself, can be hard to understand if you have no idea how much money you are spending. Think critically at every purchase you make, whether it is a good or a service, and ask yourself if there's a better way to get the same result. To get a handle on where your money is going, you need to start with the fundamentals and keep a record of all your purchases. A budget is useful because it allows you to keep track of your spending and choose priorities. This includes not only meeting your financial obligations on time, but also satisfying your own personal wants and needs. Making a budget is the most effective strategy for accomplishing this. It is imperative that you take care of yourself financially before you worry about things like buying new furnishings for your new home. For your 5th reason, it is probably your lack of self-confidence. Awkward or exposed? Have you exhausted every potential avenue for improvement only to find yourself where you started? Do you feel as though your efforts are yielding no fruit? Is age leaving you broke and desperately poor? To put it in another way, if you feel helpless, you won't push on toward your goals. It is not a good enough justification to stop trying to achieve your goals. That is where your confidence comes in. Give yourself some time to build it up. Would Richard Branson, CEO of the Virgin Group, still be a millionaire if he had given up when he felt helpless? Because of his dyslexia, he had a hard time learning to read. He had hoped to launch a new airline, but disaster struck during the maiden flight of the company's lone aircraft when a swarm of birds swooped into the engine. He attempted to launch a soda company, a car company, a bridal gown company, but all of them were unsuccessful. Maid Student, a magazine that frequently ran out of money. He quit high school when he was 16 because his principal predicted he would wind up behind bars. He started the mail order company Virgin to help finance the magazine, and he says that Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells was the company's big break. His Virgin organization owns over 400 businesses, from the punk rock underground to outer space. To quote Richard Branson, "Fail ahead" has always been his motto. There's no need to wallow in defeat. Just get yourself up and try again. You can't make rational decisions about your money if you're feeling helpless. Your thoughts will race around in circles like a frightened deer. If you want to reach your goal of financial independence, you must master your anxieties or they will thwart your efforts at every turn. If you want to leave a legacy for yourself and your loved ones, you must master your money and be prepared to do what it takes to get them in order. Last but not the least, you prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term financial security, as seen by your fondness for impulsive purchases, excessive housing expenditures, the pursuit of rapid fulfillment, and the desire to maintain superficial social comparisons with the Joneses. Even though we all know that working hard and conserving money is crucial, many of us nonetheless indulge in wasteful spending in an attempt to appear more financially secure than we actually are. Spending more than we have saved and invested is making us impoverished. People in our culture are constantly on the lookout for any sign that somebody might be snooping around, and many of us worry that our neighbors are judging us unfairly because of it. These can lead to making bad choices and eventually having money issues. Addiction to shopping on impulse can cause you to waste money on impulsive purchases. Retailers can manipulate you in a number of ways, including by offering gift cards and credit. Meanwhile, these are only a few factors why you are probably poor right now, but we know that there are still several reasons to keep in mind. And if you happen to know another potential cause of poverty, then go ahead and share them in the comment section below. Also, what do you think of this list so far? Do you have any helpful suggestions that you'd like to share to others on how to stay being poor? Then by all means, comment your thoughts below and we will be waiting for them. But besides that, thanks for watching. This is Investing Path, and if you enjoyed this video, then go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and bell button to see more of our future uploads about personal financing and investment. Now, before we end, Let this be a reminder to follow Charlie Munger's advices for you to further achieve your dreams and aspirations in life. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.